Hi, my name is Joseph Esco. I'm a recent graduate from Texas A&M. Today I'll be talking about the degree I studied in college, supply chain. Now, you might be a high schooler, you might be someone that just started college, and you're looking for a good degree to get into. Now, although it's not talked very much, supply chain actually has a very good starting salary and it is actually in high demand right now because of something called the global supply chain crisis. Now, what that means is that there's a high demand of global commerce. However, the way of distribution and transportation methods are being used are becoming increasingly complicated. Therefore, there's a niche or there's a certain demand for these people with specialties come out and help out and even bring in new technology and strategies that can make it even smoother. Supply chain is actually extremely broad, and it involves, I would say, four concentrations, and you'll be seeing those if you do that in college. Now, the first one's procurement and data analytics, IT, logistics, and finally operations management. College, I actually did all of them. I was trying to explore, I was trying to see what's out there, so I have a good amount of knowledge over everything. So starting with procurement is basically sourcing, finding a supplier for the company that you work for. For example, if you work for a firm that's making computers and they need chips, then you're going to be understanding the need, understanding the resources needed, and looking for a supplier that may or may not be distributing them already. Create a contract with them, help them fit into that work environment to increase productivity. Data analytics, IT. You're looking for bottlenecks in the system. Now, this is where you bring in a lot of new technology because you're dealing with a lot of big data. So this is where actually blockchain and AI is extremely useful, which I took courses over in A&M. Having a background in engineering or computer science is actually great. So I actually advise getting a minor, maybe computer science, learning Python would be great. Big stats would be a combination with R, which is another programming language that's specified in statistics. The next one is logistics, which we see a lot today. It's probably the most popular one. The best advice I'd give you for this one is study your Incoterms. Now, Incoterms are agreements between more than 100 countries around the world between the companies. So this means that a company in the States can have good communication with a company that's overseas. And what these terms signify are points of liability, insurance, and ownership throughout the whole process so that both parties understand what they're putting on the table and end results of that, of course. These terms were created by the ICC, and they're extremely relevant to the industry. They're always changing, so it's good to always know them. Of course, they're going to be the foundation of any transportation class that you take. So I advise you memorize, learn them, get to know them. Those are like the ABCs when it comes to supply chain. And now we have operations management. Operations management, it could be a really fun one, dealing with a lot of warehouse operations. So, learning an ERP is crucial to this. That's going to be the software that you're going to be using day to day. It's called Enterprise Resource Planning. Now, how this works is that in the States, if you're planning working on the States, you're going to be more than likely using SAP, which is an archaic German software. However, if let's say you plan on living in Europe, they actually use American software called Oracle. Now, these enterprise resource planning softwares help you or me to properly carry out operations, procurement, sourcing, uh, anything you really need to do in supply chain within a warehouse. Another being said, that's different from a WMS, which is a warehouse management system. Those are good for hands-on warehouse performance to understand you, the manager, where everything is, how everything's going, maybe you can see bottlenecks. And those are more specific. I actually don't advise you get into that. Maybe do a little brushing up. However, every company is going to have their own WMS and there's always new ones coming out. It's much more prevalent than uh, ERPs, and those are the four tracks and concentrations that you can maybe focus on. And before I end this video, one last recommendation I advise you to get into, which is something that I didn't even get into because I just didn't have enough time, was lean. Now, lean is great. It's a operation strategy that a lot of my friends took, and I'm super jealous. But basically, this lean systems involve root cause analysis, batch to pool processes, value stream mapping, level loading, and line balancing. Really great, very innovative performance strategies. You'll definitely become more competitive than your peers when it comes to internships and stuff like that. Something I wish I did. Anyways, I hope you all found that informative. I think you all do great. Thank you so much.